Bam.
Where we?
Uh, uh, what?
Oh, dang, we're live. Oh, never mind.
A little peek behind the curtain.
Oh shoot! What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Anime Association, and I am your host, Kyle Tim times 10. And as you can see, I was about to say like the tremendous three, but I don't think that would that I don't think that really fits what I was going to say. You know what I'm saying? The thruple.
And thank you for coming to the stream. We will see y'all next.
Shin and
man,
Senpai's views do not align with Tim's. I would just like to put that out there. Tim is rogue.
Okay. Let's lock in for real though. Welcome back, everybody. I'm joined by Shin the Hero and Senpai Silva. He's y'all senpai, not mine. But how y'all doing today?
I'm doing good. I shouldn't speak for Shin. I'm doing good.
I'm good.
Nice.
Wait, ain't Silva older than you? Will he be your senpai? Don't he teach you stuff? Will he be?
He feels he's more knowledgeable. I mean,
No.
I guess in Dragon Ball, maybe.
Hey, look, just because he's somebody's senpai doesn't mean he's my senpai.
Yo, what's up, Rook? Welcome on in, brother.
What's up, Rook? Association assemble. Yep.
What do we do? Like this? Like an A for association assemble? Because you can't do the
I
X.
don't know if we want to do that either.
All I know is I don't know why he puts all the card shapes on there. I don't know
because we're the Tarot Club.
Okay.
Just know that I'm the fool. No, stop.
I was getting Shuffle Alliance thing from, but I don't know. Maybe he can tell us.
Yeah, I don't know. I just go along with it. He's been doing it for about a year now. You know what? We might as well make this the 1 year anniversary episode. It probably passed already, but we might as well just make it the anniversary episode. Oh, right, shoot. But so I've got four topics I got four topics for y'all today. Let's just go on ahead and go into it. So what I want to know is there a protagonist problem? Do you feel like protagonists have been put into a box that makes it easier for side characters to be related to? If you see a lot of series, people will gravitate more to the side characters. One great example, I think, is like Bakugo, and Deku, right? A lot of people will say, you know, Bakugo would have been a better protagonist and all that. So do you feel like they're being written in a box? What do you think the issue is with that, if there is one, Shin?
Well, I kind of disagree with the Bakugo thing because, like, I feel Bakugo is like was it Deuteratus? Like he's the second protagonist in a way. So like in that kind of thing, I wouldn't call him a side character. So like you do, I mean, there are shows with like multiple attack. Like for instance, even what's it called, Ashura or Ishura?
It's an ensemble cast, I think is what you're
talking about. That doesn't really have a specific main character in general, but like a bunch of characters get introduced every episode and everything like that. Mm-hmm. It's mainly for a tournament thing, but like it's stuff like that. Like, I mean, if you're meaning more for like, I don't know, shonen aspect, if we're just like if we're specifically in one genre like shonen, I don't know. I mean, I feel like shonen characters are mainly the most popular characters for the most part anyway. Isn't it? Is that not? Especially when they do their little popularity contests over there in Japan, when they do the popularity polls. Normally it's the main character. It's very seldom if it's like a real side character, like or the rival character. If it's the rival character, most of the time in shonen, the rival character is like the second protagonist, quote unquote, and then you have your antagonist. Sometimes that will be up there. Like I guess you would mean more like Gojo. Is this where?
I guess that would go.
And Levi, you could say too, because Levi kind of
Yeah,
bad. So,
I guess that kind of works a little bit better. I do see it being more of a shonen issue. I do see that unless you go with like a AOT, I think that's more considered like a signing type of series. But I guess it's more of an action based issue when it comes to it because I can't think of really too many like romance series where it's like, oh, this side character is a better character, right?
well, in the You Are Polar Opposites, there's this, I forgot what the character's name, but they're a side character, and so many people talk about that second relationship more than Shizuko and what's his name.
Yeah, I
So,
also think in that too, that the relationship that you're talking about, I think they actually have a spinoff.
what's going on, Anime Dub? Welcome on in. I didn't know that. That's actually interesting.
Yeah, I think they have a spinoff because like there's another one that comes to mind. Is Love is Hard for Otakus. The secondary couple is the redhead and the greenhead chick. They actually have a side. They're more interested in the main character, but they actually have a like they do that sometimes too, and like relatively popular romance shows, especially like that. Like they'll split up if the one couple is more popular, they'll you will get a side thing with them too,
So
where they're their own main character.
hey Destiny. So let me ask y'all this then. Do y'all feel like even if we take away the side character aspect, do y'all feel like protagonists have been put into a box? MCs are
Well,
getting put into a box or they aren't necessarily as exciting as they could be.
but so that's the thing. It's like when you think about the way stories are told, typically, even in like the regular world, right? The main character, especially if it's not an ensemble cast, typically needs to be a little bit vanilla. You need them to kind of be able to like take on the different issues and have a resonance with more people, because if the character is too extreme, if they're written too left or too right, you might miss out on capturing a larger audience. And that's why I think that side characters typically are a little bit more zany, a little bit more tropey, because you get to play around with the side characters more because you don't have to lean on them to move the story forward. So I don't know if I would say it's in a box. I think it's more so that you need that main character not to be too outlandish so that the story doesn't feel kind of like artificial and bullshitty. You know what I'm saying? Because when you have that main character that's over the top, I don't know if you've seen Ridiculous Reincarnation, but like you can't take the shit serious, you know? But when the character is almost like the straight man, like a Jason Bateman, I think that the show can move through that lens and the side characters have more fun, you know, like that's what I think we're seeing a lot more nowadays. I don't know if you guys agree.
We are seeing a lot more of the flat arc type of characters as MCs now, where we don't see they're already kind of developed in a way, at least in the more action fantasy based series. Obviously, we'll see them grow as who they are, but we don't see them change their ideologies, and I think that's why a lot of people kind of get bored with MC sometimes. Like even though they might enjoy the MC, we don't see them really shift too much in their ideas for the most part. But like I said, that could be more of a battle power fantasy problem than anything, because you might see it like Flagrant Flower, the MC in that one, he does change his own perspective, his own personal outlook, right? As that series progresses and everything. So uh I mean, I feel like I like a lot of MCs for the most part, but I can see why some people would be like, I like the Deuteronomist more than the actual MC itself. But I guess if we're talking about side characters, like a Gojo, Levi, uh, and Celery type of characters would fall more in that aspect.
Let me ask y'all this. Since you on the side character thing and the main character thing, because most of the main character stuff is either yeah, at least the way I see it, you're in like two camps. It's either you inserting yourself as the main character, or everything happens around the main character. Like there's without the main character, you don't get the story. So like with all these people who like the psychic, like for instance Rock Lee, like
Mm-hmm.
he's probably like one perfect examples of this. Do you think the story of Naruto works as Rock Lee as the main character? Would Rock Lee be the main character? Do you think that you think Rock Lee would be as popular and as beloved as he is, or even like Neji? Do you think Neji would be a good MC instead of being a side character or something?
Neji, no. Rock Lee, I think he has a better chance, but I still don't think so because I don't see how it really progresses into the story beyond OG Naruto, right? If we're looking at the whole story, including Shippuden, I don't see Rock Lee going beyond that first section of the story, right? I believe Kaiba is the Hokage. You're tripping. That's wild.
And yes, and
And
we
what
do
about
watch
you?
Tensura, by the way. I saw Anime Dub was asking about reincarnation. I know I watched Tensura. I don't know about Shin. Shin probably read it.
I have
Yeah.
read it. It is done.
I watch it.
I don't know where y'all are in the anime,
Mario,
but that shit is crazy.
Yeah, Maribel and the greed skill right now. But I with the Rock Lee thing, I agree, and I think that the story would be completely different because with Naruto, you got that kind of prophecy, you got that, keep the scalability of the character who has the 9 tails. Whereas like Rock Lee, yeah, he could, reduce or gate system. I forgot exactly what it was, but like the tone of the show would be completely different. It'd probably be a little bit like more geared towards martial arts and less about the mysticism of the sage mode and all that. So
yeah.
completely different show.
What
Not
about
that it would be not
an
good.
Attack on Titan? What about an Attack on Titan? I know Levi. He is a side character, right? And he's a very popular character, right? Would the show still work with Levi as the main character?
No, I would
No?
like a backstory on Levi, like how he came up. But I think that Aaron's journey, and he's one of those main characters that we do see change their philosophy. We see how they change their view over time. And I think that that's why Attack on Titan really hits so hard, because you don't, like Tim said, often get a main character who changes his viewpoint through episodes. It's typically he's set on this and everybody else changes around him. So I think Aaron was actually one of the perfect MCs for that situation personally.
Yeah, and to kind of go back to the Rock Lee situation, I've seen a lot of people say Rock Lee kind of embodied what Naruto was about. But I feel like talking about Naruto specifically, right? You have Neji, who was like blessed pretty much, right? He was pretty much came out and was above everybody else, even though he still worked hard. He was just already there, natural
It's
talent.
basically the talent versus the hard work thing.
Yeah,
Yep.
and Neji and Rock Lee were like the polar opposites. I feel like Naruto was a perfect blend of those two ideologies at the end of the day. I know a lot of people complain about it because he had everything in him, perfect teachers, the kaiju, not kaiju, but you know what I'm saying.
More or less.
Yeah. He had everything, but he still worked for it. When we first met him, he didn't know anything. He couldn't even do a clone jutsu, right?
Bro was spamming that shadow clone shit once you learn that shit.
Yeah, so I feel like with Naruto specifically, I feel like he's the perfect one because of how he blends both of those ideologies together.
Not too far left, not too far right. So it makes it easy and palatable for the audience.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there's one that did pop in my head too, where we have the main character, but he's like barely in the show. In all honesty, he wants to be a background character, and the background characters become the main characters.
Are you talking about Shadow and Eminence?
Yeah. Like that's like this whole question is like with him right there. Like he's the main character. The show is about him and everything like that. But he wants to not be the main character, and he does a lot to be in the background, and everything really is off of quote unquote the side characters. So like, I mean,
Yeah.
that would be something right there. I mean,
I
like,
mean,
for this
Thousand
person.
Tricks too, right? Like,
Yes, yeah. Him too. Yeah, him
like,
too.
I don't want to be here. I want
Yeah,
to retire.
yeah. So
But
I
those are
think, like,
great. I think that those shows are really great. Wouldn't you say,
yeah,
Shin? That
Yeah.
they don't have the popularity though, and I think that that shows our point is true. That like when you have those characters, that like okay, Eminence in the Shadow is popular, but it's not one of the most spoke upon isekais.
yeah,
Because
yeah.
Sid doesn't want to be the main character. He wants to be the eminence in the shadow. He wants to be the guy moving things from behind the scenes. It's funny because him and Thousand Tricks are literally the same character.
Same
Like
guy. Yeah.
they speak it into existence in a sense. And that's why I love it. But I can see how people who like typical stories would be like, what? I don't get it. I don't get the trope here.
I feel like a lot of the more major isekais kind of do that, right? I think you can kind of say that with Slime sometimes, right? You can say that with Jobless, maybe a little bit with ReZero. Kind of the more bigger isekais. I notice you'll see it. Yeah, the MC has something, but the story kind of revolves around a lot of the side characters. Not to spoil Jobless, but if you finished it, you kind of get what I'm saying with that one, right? I
Well,
feel
that's
like
good
more,
world building.
yeah, where it's more so the MC is just existing in the world, right? It's just he's interacting with the world instead of the other way around, right? Like that's it. Like you said, that has a lot to do with like world building and stuff like that. I feel like we see stuff like that more with that genre versus the more typical fantasy genres we might get, right? I feel like we kind of see that now with Witch Hat, honestly, like with what's in the anime. We're kind of more like we care about Coco, yeah, but we're kind of more attracted to like Keyfree, uh who and Agat, right? Like we kind of like them.
I think it's kind of like environmental storytelling. I really am into fantasy novels, Game of Thrones, The First Law, to speak of some. Brandon Sanderson writes this way, where it's like characters have set ways and they react to the environments they're in. You know what I'm saying? And like Witch Hat Atelier, like you said, is a great example of that, because it's like Coco's dropped off into this foreign world where she's not a witch, and we're learning with her, and all these different things that are coming at her every single episode. And like it's kind of like Revelations, Demons of the Shadow Realm, very similar in that way, where like we're learning with the main character and we have to kind of take on these objectives with them. I think that kind of storytelling is becoming more popular, and I need more of it. I think that isekai is kind of ruining storytelling to a certain extent, in my opinion.
Watch your mouth. Watch your
I,
mouth.
Well, I
but
also feel like Isekai is dying though. Like I do,
I
I think that
agree.
fad
I
is like
agree.
going down.
Yeah.
But
Because
I'm not
I
talking
feel
about
like
the
we're
triple
doing more.
A's, by the way. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Shin. I'm
No,
not
you
talking
good, you
about
good,
the
you good.
Jobless and Slime. I'm talking about all the fucking the shit that just comes out.
Failure
7 8 of them.
frames and stuff like that. Yeah, like the C tier ones, right?
But Shin is right. I do think that it's overstated its welcome to a certain extent.
Yeah, I can agree with that, and I think that's why we brought it back before, the whole fantasy.
Yeah, that's why I think we're moving towards like a dark fantasy or straight fantasy. Because like the past, like I would say, almost the past 2 years, we've been seeing a little bit more and more fantasy type shows, versus like the isekai shows. Like maybe like 5 years ago, like the slate was almost like it was like half isekai and then half of the
100%.
regular stuff.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So
And now, I mean, we've just been seeing a lot more. At least I've been noticing we've been seeing a lot more fantasy stuff, which I also feel like even when back before like anime became like mainstream and everything like that, like there were certain genres, like for instance, we were in a sci-fi or robotics era
yeah,
in the 90s and early
Mechs
2000s
ran the
and stuff.
world back
Yeah. Like you couldn't get away from a mech show. There was always a mech show around and everything like that. So like I do feel like the isekai trend is going down a little, and now we're going back to fantasy. It might even be more like sword and shield type fantasy based.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was seeing too, because like you said, we had, I guess, like kind of like the early '90s, late '80s. There was more of a fantasy boom, but then it kind of went towards like mechs and supernatural and kind of stuff like that. And you do see like sword and magic type of fantasy coming back. That more, but they're building onto it more, right? It doesn't just copy the token D&D Lotus War formula. They're
It's
building
almost
onto
like
it.
a neo dark fantasy where there's like elements of the future mixed in. Like we're dealing with a lot of like hybrids almost. And I think that the funniest thing is a lot of people are confusing fantasies with isekais because isekais are always fantasies typically. 90% of isekais are fantasy. And
Yeah.
like it's blurring the lines to the point where like I remember watching New Saga and I'm like, this is an isekai. It's like, no, it's more of a regression fantasy because he doesn't get reborn, he just goes back in time.
Time, yeah.
I mean, it's like people were trying to say solo leveling's an isekai, right? But it's not.
No, it's a regression.
Regression.
Yeah. So it's yeah, no, I really like the way it's going. Don't get me wrong, I love isekai, but I love isekai because it was giving me the fantasy itch that I wasn't getting, right? So now that we're getting the fantasy itch, it's like it's the best of both worlds at that point in time. You know what I'm
agree.
saying?
Yeah.
But talking about these series and what we like, my next question is: a lot of people say stuff like the 3-episode rule, right? Give a series 3 episodes first, but a lot of times you're not going to do that if you can't even make it past the first episode to see the other 2 episodes. So, Silva, what do you think is what makes a strong opening episode? What makes you be like, okay, I'm gonna give this the 3-episode rule versus I just don't want to see any more of this?
So it's funny because I do feel the 3-episode rule is very important because no good story can set the table in 20 seconds, 18 seconds. I learned that especially while watching Chinese Danhua because they're even slower and they just fucking cut off in the middle of it. I think that, you can have a great first episode. And we've been talking about Attack on Titan, but that one is so memorable to me because you start off with thinking everything's just like behind these walls, and then his whole world is turned upside down in one episode. Those type of things don't happen often. Like most animes don't have those type of hooks. I think it is important for you to watch 3 episodes because you need to see kind of how an arc or a mini arc plays out. And I've been a person that's talked shit about an anime and had to do a 180 because I only watched 1 episode. And then somebody's like, yo, did you give it a chance? And then I watched Shibaguri, Death Games, the girls that turn into fluff. I fucking hated that first episode. And then I watched 3-4 more episodes and I'm like, wait, this shit is art. This is like a different way of telling a death game without using the shock value of blood and all that. It's more about the what these people are going through mentally and like what people do to each other in a death game and what they're willing to do psychologically to each other. So I do think that a great first episode means a lot, but if you're not giving things the 3-episode rule, you probably missed out on like a lot of great anime or TV shows in general.
Do you think, because I was thinking about it when you brought up AOT, right? AOT was that is a great first episode, right? But my question is, do you think that first episode where it starts off so epic and climatic and stuff like that, do you think that if the second episode just slows all the way down, does that hurt the 3-episode rule? Does that hurt the opening of the series?
I think it's to be expected, though. I feel that like anything that's paced to the gods can get boring. Like Solo Leveling does a great job at that for season 2, where it's just fucking paced up the whole way. But look at Lord of the Mysteries. People complained about the first 3 episodes because it was just too fucking fast. Sometimes you need to slow down. You need the character to learn something. You can't always be learning in the middle of battle. Not everybody's Sun Jin Woo. So I think that if you have a crazy first episode, it's okay to go slow with the second one if you're doing exposition and letting us know what happened in the first, which I think Attack on Titan does kind of bring things back, and they let us say like, all right, well, they got across the wall. How are they dealing with the situation? Because isn't that the second episode is them dealing with the fallout of the wall, Maria falling, and it's like Aaron's trying to figure out where his dad is. Like, it's not a fast episode in the second episode, in my opinion.
Yeah. What about you, Shin?
I can't talk on Attack on Titan. I ain't seen Attack on Titan.
No, not just Attack on Titan, my guy. The open.
I can't. I ain't seen first episode. I mean, I'm gonna take your word for it. It was good. That sound good. I mean, that sound sure.
If you don't mind me asking, Shin, why didn't you read it, or did you read it?
I didn't even read it.
It's just not for you.
I do know how it ends and everything like that, and I know stuff like what's in the basement. I know the whole how they made Titans and why they exist and all that shit and everything like that. It's just like stuff like that. Like it didn't pull me in. It like most of the time. Like I'm aesthetic at core. I didn't like the art of how it looked, and then I didn't like how the anime itself it looked. So like stuff like that, I normally just I just glaze over. And then it got hella popular and everything like that. So out of osmosis, I had to learn stuff and everything like that. But like I've never sat down, watched the entire show. Like just like Hunter. I know what happens during the little the Greed Island arc. I know who Ahsoka is. I know about when Gong become long hair Gong, or the whole reason behind that. I know what that is. I know the whole. I know when he becomes from sweet little Gong to oh dang man, they wrecked his life Gong. Like I know all of that. I ain't read it. I ain't seen it. I know it through osmosis. But like on the first episode type thing, I like for like I said, I am aesthetic based, and then if I'm not interested in the premise, it's going to be hard for that first episode or even the first 3 episodes to pull me in. I normally give it the 5 episode thing because like by episode 5, we're usually somewhat in a arc or the beginning of an arc, and there's enough world building and character building where whether or not I'm gonna keep watching this. Like for instance, it's called Garai Zero. The first episode, I don't even want to spoil it because the first episode is so good and pulled me in. And then I like stuff like the episode is so good, and then at the end it gives you that cliffhanger, that piece of meat that you want to come back to the next episode. So you go watch the second episode and you continue on. Those are the type of shows that I like. Like even Since It's Been the Hero, that was like 45 minutes. That was like a mini movie and everything like that for that first episode. It was a really good episode. I was just telling you that. Like that pulled me into watching the thing. Show that it's a Darwa. Oh crap. Lonely Hero. That's what it's called. Lonely Hero. The premise is about a dude who was experimenting on, and that's all you know. that's all you know. That first episode, it felt like a 90s, a late 80s, early 90s action film. That's like that first episode. And then like to y'all credit, that second episode, it does hit on the brakes, but you get more, it's like you get more expanding through the world, and then you get a little bit more about who are the people who actually experimented on this man and why did they experiment on him. The third episode, we found out a little bit more about because his memory is going in and out. The third episode, we found out a little bit more about his past and everything, especially when he was a kid, because he starts to remember stuff and everything like that. And he also starts to remember that he was a type of assassin because of the people who took him and experimented on. He was a big name assassin, and then some people are coming after him. We found out about that. It keeps building on and building on and everything like that. Like, so it's stuff like that is great, but that's for action, like thriller, suspense, especially like mysteries. Like if there's a mystery aspect to it, that first episode, if there's a good mystery, like Monster, if it's a good mystery on that first episode, yo, I'm in it. I'm in for a win. But what I was gonna get at is romance. When it comes to slice of life and romance, those genres, the first episode is hella important for me. Anyway, those are hella important because if you don't establish what the hell you're trying to do in the first episode in a slice of life, you lose like half your viewers. You lose half your
with the slice of life thing, or in Silva too, right? Is there anything that you see in the first episode that you're like, nah, I'm good. I don't even want to keep going. Like I know you said like if it doesn't set it up, but is there anything else where you're just like, nah, I'm good on this one?
I mean, for slice of life with me, like, because we had this conversation before, and a year ago, I would have told you I don't like slice of life. But then Shin kind of clarified that slice of life comes in different flavors, you know? And I think that I will go back to what Shin said, where it's like, if it's slice of life, the premise has to fucking resonate with me heavily for me to even put it on. And like, it's funny, we're talking about this. I just started watching Tears of God. And I don't know if you could call it slice of life, but there's no powers. It's just about a guy who's trying to take over his dad's wine company, and he's going up against another sommelier. And it's just, they made wine interesting. And I would have never thought I liked it, but somebody was just like, yo, it's kind of funny. It's about wine. And I'm like, let me give it a shot. And they did an amazing job of establishing the premise. Like, this kid doesn't drink alcohol. His dad had a wine company, and he thought he was just going to take over the company. He's like, nah, we got a sommelier. And if you can't fucking tell me what this wine makes you think, you don't get the company. And that shit sold me. I was like, oh, fuck. How are you going to describe wine? You know what I'm saying? So I think Shin is so right. It's like that first episode has to fucking sell you on what this is about. And if they do a good job about that, you got me. I watched fucking 5 episodes yesterday.
Like, for you watched you and I are polar opposites, right?
Yeah,
that first episode.
I watched, amazing.
Yeah, that first episode. Like it put you in. Yeah, it put you in on that. But I can also say
Moonlit Dust too. Like, great premise. A tomboy girl who's like,
yeah.
Never heard of that shit before. Amazing.
But I can also say there's a romance that the first episode wasn't great, and it feels like it. I know it's like the run in the mill one, but like it's a Garu one. What's it? I think it's like Toshu. It's something I can't understand you or something. The premise is there's a regular nerd dude who likes this country girl. He likes her, but like she talks with such a thick ass accent, nobody really understands her except for her best friend, who translates most of the time. And her best friend likes the guy who likes her.
Damn.
But that first episode just falls apart for me. Another one, bottom tier character Togamaka or Tosumi or something like that. It's about a dude who's basically like a shut-in, and all he really does is play video games and stuff like that. And he's trying to get out of his shell, basically. A premise like that, realistically, that would hit me up. They're like, yeah, let's do that. But that first episode, it felt so flat. It felt really flat. Another one, the what's it called? Mankei, the losing heroines, is about the girls who don't get picked, basically in a harem aspect or in a romance aspect. It's the ones it's the ones who come in second place. If that twist at the end didn't happen, or if I didn't see the character connect or chemistry with the two leads in there, then that wouldn't have got me. Like, it felt like you're running the mill slice of life, high school nonsense. You know, you got your kids running with bread in their mouth. You seen people having love and stuff like that. But like, and then you got like, and he's like my my ideal character. Like he don't want to be known. He don't want to be standing out or anything like that. Or and then there's another one where it was the first episode when they had did that twist, Blue Drop. I think that's what it's called, or Blue Kill, or Kill Blue.
Kill Blue, yeah.
Is it Kill Blue? The one about the assassin dude. He's assassin, and then he gets stung by a bee, and he get turned into a middle schooler, and now he has to go to middle school. And I mean, I like that concept. That was cool. That was funny. That was hilarious.
That one's out this season, isn't it?
That's yeah. One, right? Yeah.
They skirted the line though with that fucking him watching over this girl, and then that's like, I love her, and he's like, bro, there was some points I'm like, what are you, bro? I'm gonna turn this shit the fuck off if you say what I think you're about to say.
He is very aware. He is very aware.
Yes,
throughout the entire thing.
I appreciate
because I read the manga. Like he is very aware his situation, and he is. He never skirts that line where it's like, okay, this might be creepy here, man. He never hits that line. And that's the one thing I really do enjoy about that show in general. Because like normal shows like that, if it's normally like a 40-year-old, 50-year-old man who got put into a children's body,
they be acting wild, bro.
Like isekai, basically. It's basically like isekai, almost. When you get reincarnated as the baby, like, yeah, you know,
let's not go into that, bro. We're gonna be talking about Tim's favorite show if we go into that.
I do not condone Rudy's actions.
But real quick, I know you're about to move on, right? But I do want to say the inverse is also fucking the worst thing ever. Because Supercube fucking had me like, yo, bro, this is about to be the crazy. Did you see that action? And then you watch the second episode and you're trying to figure out what is this even? I can't tell you what Supercube about. I wanted to do a video explling it. I can't tell you.
Yeah.
Well, it's another series. I know what it is about. But like I do 100%. Like that first episode was fucking gorgeous. The fight scenes, everything in there. The pull they have with that first episode. And then the second episode, we just in school and I don't even know why we're in school. We're in school for like the next 5 episodes. And then we get that. Then in the 5th episode, is it the 5th or 6th episode?
I think we get that dude who's doing the like.
Yeah. We get the fight that was been circulating throughout the whole internet and everything like that. Like, I hate the action. I hate action. I love Dawa. I love him. I love it. I do. But I hate when action shows fucking do that. Especially they have a really bad. The Chinese anime have a really bad thing like that. That first episode peak. Second episode.
I think China thinks that we read it. I think China, like Japanese anime moves like you never fucking saw the manga ever. Whereas Chinese Donghua is like, you already read the Donghua and you just want to see it animated. And that's the vibe I've gotten from like 80% of Donghua I've watched. Like, it really feels like if you didn't read the source material, bro, King's Avatar, all that shit, bro, I'd be watching that shit. I'm like, I don't know why the fuck I care about any of this shit, you know? Yeah. But yeah, sorry. I just wanted to say that the inverse can also be true. Like, fucking first episode's amazing, and then like you feel like you got bait and switched, and that shit hurts. That shit hurts the most because
I'd say the one series that did that to me recently, and I'm not going to say it was like a 10 out of 10 episode, but Togenanki, right? I think Togenanki started off with a pretty good first episode.
Yeah, that was like a 9 out of 10 for sure. Like I thought this shit was about.
And then that second episode was just a dud. I dropped it after that one. It was just a dud.
I watched it for 5 episodes. It got so etchy to the point where like they didn't even try to hide the fact that it was a neckbeard fantasy. That shit pissed me the fuck off, bro. Like that shit pissed me off, bro. Why are the titties scaling? Why are the titties getting bigger and bigger? It's supposed to be the powers. You're supposed to get stronger.
Is that a shonen?
It is a shonen. It is a shonen. Yeah, you're right. I guess blood flows upwards or something like that into. No, that's fat. That's fat. So that doesn't explain it, Tim. No.
Well, I also will say before we move on, I will say about what's it? the Ashika or the Idol show. They get reincarnated as the
Oh,
idols.
I know what
Yeah,
I know what you're talking
Oceanokino.
about.
Oshinoko. Yeah,
Mhm.
Oshinoko. That first episode did gangbusters. After that first episode, that show went down. Like I just
I've
I
heard
ain't even
that.
seen it. I haven't seen it or anything like that. But I know everybody praises that first episode, and then after that, because that's another one of those that was like almost like an hour long.
Yeah,
One
Yeah.
of those where its first episode was an hour long.
90 seconds
It
actually.
and then after that,
90 minutes. Sorry.
it goes down. It's downhill after that.
Yeah,
It's
you
like
know,
it
and
goes
that
downhill.
I think the one thing with that is so many people put what they're capable of in that beginning, right? So they want you to know, like, hey, I can do all this, so they shove it all in the beginning, but then they have to tell the story, right? So they really have to give us the story after that, and I think that's what can make like a series. Like I know we're talking about episodes, but a lot of people talk about like Vinland Saga, right? That first season gave us all the flash and all that, but then the second season was like, okay, let's tell you the actual story of Thorfinn at this point in time. So a lot of people felt bait and switched by that. I don't. I love Vinland Saga.
But
It's
you
a
know
good
what? You
series.
said that you say it that way, but I kind of disagree because we needed that first season to see him be so fucking mental
Well,
and
yeah.
angry. Because then the second season would mean nothing if you didn't see how he was a feral child. Like,
Well,
bro
that's
could-
what I'm saying. Like that first season gave people thinking it's going to be something else, right?
I-
Like than what it is.
but they
And we
weren't paying
talked about
attention.
this though. We talked about this like last week or something like that. It was people didn't know it was the setup to the series. People didn't know it was the prologue of the series. They thought this was the series that was going to be all about revenge, right? So people thought it was like a bait and switch type of thing, even though up until Askeladd dies, that's the prologue.
But wouldn't you say if you're paying attention, right, that he couldn't continue to be this violent person? You know what I'm saying? Like, and like that last episode, the final moments, him dropping the fucking knife. If you thought he was going to go on and be the same person after that, then you lack comprehension skills, in my opinion.
Nah, I mean, it's been a while since I watched the first season, but if I go back, I probably would pick it up, right? I think it works better the way it did, but I can see how it could progress in that same manner, right? But you know, we talk about like seasons. Everything's broken up seasonal, like I just said with Vinland Saga, season 1, season 2. Back in the day, we used to get more continuous, and I'm not talking about 100 episodes straight, just more. It could be 50 episodes straight, right? But it's not broken up into 25, 25. Do y'all think that breaking up series is hurting the series? Breaking it up seasonal is hurting the series, killing the momentum of the story, especially if it takes 3, 4, 5 years to get the second season? Or do you think it doesn't really matter if the story's good or not? I'll go with Shin on this one.
Oh, I'm in the camp. It doesn't matter, and honestly, but like, if if you were in the show, like versus the seasonal, the seasonal long break thing, like it's always been like TV in general has been seasonal. Like
Yeah.
like you just it's always been like that. Like, even in back in the day with in anime or when anime airing, you would only get like a chunk of stuff. Like granted, it was harder to find like channels and stuff of stuff showing because like you remember the dark ages when you was watching Dragon Ball and you got all the way up to when Goku lands in the Namek saga and then they restarted it again.
People
So,
forget
and-
that. People think that it kept on going. It's like, nah, we had to watch reruns too, bro.
yeah, like it, and that was like that for like years, like and it kept on showing, and it kept on showing the same 3 movies and everything like that. That was licensing. When you come to find out that's licensing things and everything like that. But like I I also remember like Sailor Moon. Like I remember that being aired on USA, the channel USA. And I
Yeah.
remember that first arc is about to like 25, 30 ish episodes, and it stops. And then we recycle again and everything like that. I I I
I think
think
that's
it's
more
more
of
on
a
the line.
translation thing though than because over in Japan, I'm pretty sure it was more. Those were
Yeah,
more
and I'm pretty sure it's still
continuous.
continued. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's still continued and everything like that in Japan. Like, but like it's nowadays, like you have your seasons, everything is seasonal and everything like
Yeah,
that. But like you do have your long continuous in shows, like for instance, One Piece. One Piece is one of those shows that's been going on
it
for like
actually
the
went
past.
seasonal now though. It's
Yeah, and
seasonal
now
now.
it's moving to seasonal and everything like that. So I, I, what I think is the biggest problem is that when I think it's people being complaining about when I just watched this dope at, like for instance, Arcane season 1, Arcade. I just watched this entire dope ass show season 1. We have to wait 3 years for season 2. A lot of people forgot, and a lot of people ain't gonna go back and rewatch it. So like the hype is that died down. I akin this to um video games. Like my favorite gaming is are JRPGs. I love to get JRPGs. I
Yeah,
got into JRPGs with Final Fantasy.
Which one? Which
Back
one?
in the first one I played was 6.
Okay.
good,
Okay.
The
good
I like
beginner.
6. I like
That's a
the
6.
good
first
beginner
one the
one.
first one I played is 6. 6 is probably, I mean, I could tangent. 6 is probably the one with the best story. My favorite one, and I know people hate it, is Final Fantasy 10 2. That's my favorite one.
I don't hate it,
I
but
never played
interesting.
10-2. Never played 10-2.
but that's
It's
neither here
par.
nor
It's
there.
magical girls. It's on par for you, bro.
Yeah,
It is.
yeah,
It
that's not
is.
here nor there. Not here nor there. Anyway, what I'm getting at is when Final Fantasy 7 came out, wait, I played it. The next year, we got Final Fantasy 8. The
Yeah.
next year, we got
Yeah,
Final Fantasy 9. The next year, we got Final Fantasy 10. Now, harken back to this now. Why people aren't really getting into like Final Fantasy stuff like they is.
they suck.
We
Games
got
and board games.
13.
What? Come on,
We
man.
got
Chill
we
out.
got we got
15 was gas and the
15.
remakes are
We
gas.
got 15. We got 15. And it
I'm
took
about to take
82
you off.
years. It took 82 years to get 16.
Which is
Yeah.
a story, a
And
fucking
yeah,
story
and
that
it's
I'm
totally
clicking buttons.
totally
on.
different. It's totally different. The remake of 7. It's been years in these parts, man. It's been years on these parts and stuff like that. So like I think because it's not coming out, I feel like stuff came out faster back in the day versus now, especially now with all the stuff we have. Like we have simulcasting. That's still like 2 to 3 episodes behind the Japanese. That's almost like it's almost like a week, or two behind the subs, basically, when you're doing the
Yeah.
simulcast and everything like that. And
So let me
and that's
let me
still not fast enough for people.
let me rephrase it like this then, right? Because I do think you made some pretty good points, but also you brought up Arcane, and they drop stuff like Netflix drops stuff in batches, right? They don't really do a lot of weekly releasing. They just drop the whole thing
Well, they're
at one
starting
time.
it. They are starting it because a
doing
lot of
weekly
people
now.
they've been because like Sakamoto Days was weekly. Sakamoto Days was airing weekly.
Well,
My
what I
Happy
was gonna
Marriage was
get at,
also airing weekly too.
do y'all think the batch dropping hurts?
Bro, I could end this whole conversation by quality over quantity, bro. And One Piece was a perfect example of that. The reason why I am not caught up on One Piece is because Wano has been fucking stuck with them showing me fucking going backwards and forwards and backwards. And it's just like, if they had condensed Wano, I'd already be caught up, bro. The problem I'm having nowadays is that like we want things every day, but then we expect it to be the same quality, and it's like that's impossible. I don't think that batch releases matter. If the story is good, you're gonna watch the whole fucking thing. I've sat down and every Sunday since there's no football. I've watched an entire series that day because if it's good, I'll watch the whole thing. Now, weekly does create anticipation, but I don't think that it really matters because if it's good, it's good. And I think that's what Shin's trying to say here. It's like if the story's good, what does it matter if it's dropped weekly, seasonally? batch. It doesn't matter. You're gonna always want more. Maybe you could say that seasonally can hurt because, as Shin said, things take too long. Blue Exorcist, I'll never go back and watch it. They took 6 years to fucking drop season 2. Bye-bye. Never.
Yeah, and then
Well,
there's
see,
82 of those. There's 82 of those, man. Like,
that's
I know.
what made
I'm just
me
pick that one.
that's what
Yo.
made me drop AOT and Dr. Stone was because of the releasing of it, right? How it was released. That made me same thing with Demon Slayer. That's kind of what made me drop that. But somebody asked, I don't even know how to say this.
I don't know what that is.
Have
What is
any of y'all heard that?
Shin,
True,
this is a question for you, clearly.
it looks like it's that isekai one where the two friends get isekai and one of them got turned to a girl, and then the other one is it's like a demon lord game thing.
No.
That's what it looked like, but like I don't think it is. I'd actually have to.
I have to look into that.
Y'all
I
talk.
haven't heard of that one. I haven't heard of that one, but interesting.
It's
Very
a
interesting.
romance.
Oh, sorry, that's
Sid
not my
should
wheelhouse
know
yet.
this one. Then it's a romance. He should know.
I gotta
it.
see the. I
I'm
gotta
sorry.
see the pictures, man.
I'm slowly getting into romance.
He said it's government name too, man. Like it might not have. It might have a different title, man.
Yeah, it's like that time I was reincarnated as my best friend's girlfriend type shit.
Yeah, man, it might have been like that.
But yeah,
Come
quality
on,
over
I feel like
quantity.
you say the Japanese names over the English names all the time, man. I feel like you do that, man.
Oh, I want to end this love game.
Oh.
I know what it is. It's Love is War Light. That's what it is. That's basically what it is. I want to end this love game. That's what it is. Love is War. That popular thing. That's what it is. It's Love is War Light. It's like a different version of Love is War. That's basically like what it is. It's an okay romance. I'll just say that.
Love is War is the one that's done by Studio A, right? A1.
Yeah. Like
It's
this
the
one is
highest
the
rated anime.
I want to end this love game is airing right now. That's what's airing right now.
Is it dubbed?
I don't know if there's a dub, but like if you want to watch a romance that's gonna be coming out here soon, it's like Smoking with You behind the supermarket.
Oh yeah,
that's the one you need.
I heard that one's gonna be good. I heard.
Well, you brought that up, didn't you, Shin, when we did the 3x5?
Yeah, I did. That's one you should watch.
Isn't it like he doesn't know the girl is the girl he's talking outside of the store? Is the
Yeah.
I heard that one's on my watch list. I'm gonna definitely be checking in for that one.
Yeah. So, but you were going to, before we move on to the final topic, you were going to say something at first, Silva. Do you remember?
I was mainly just saying that like the Bachelor that the only time seasonal is a problem is when it's too long, like Shin said. If I got to go back and watch a fucking review on what the show was about prior to watching the season, I'm already going to be out because there's so much other new things. That's the biggest issue that anime is dealing with right now is there's so many new shows being aired that if you don't get your season 2 out in a timely manner, people are going to just drop it.
Yeah. I do think, I agree with the quality over quantity. I'd rather them take their time with the adaptation, give us something good.
T-bait.
T-bait. And they doing that seasonal. That makes that even worse.
Was
horrible, bro. Story
is better.
It's not even
narrative.
The same story.
No, narrative
it's not even the same story.
The animation's okay. The animation's like compared to last season, okay. Bro, they fucking butchered like
yeah, it's not. They gave it a beach episode. There's no beaches in the series.
Bro, anime only. Like, there's been 4 anime only episodes. Like, I don't even know where they're fucking going with this thing. Sorry.
Yeah, nah. But as long as they don't give us a T-bait, 7 Deadly Sins, or even a Promised Neverland, right? That's one of the best animes ever. But I also think like
you're not wrong, yeah, man. You're not wrong. You're right, yeah. It did have one season.
Like
it ended.
It ended. I don't know why we keep on bringing it up.
I also think like long breaks though hurt series like Fire Force and ReZero because they had long breaks in between their seasons. I think they could have had more momentum if they didn't take 6 years, 5 years in between their individual seasons. Now, this next topic is really really just, is there a point in time, like, how do y'all feel about power ups? When do y'all feel like a power up is more earned versus an ass pull? And I know that's more, going to our battle series and everything, but like, are there any conditions? Do you feel like it needs to be set up a certain way? Can you be blindsided by a power up and you still enjoy it? Type of ordeal.
I really hated when Jinwoo did that shit in that like second to last episode.
Oh, the mutilation.
But I've been told that the manhwa kind of showed him acquiring the skill, so it goes back to like when the anime doesn't do a good job of giving us all the information, then it leaves us feeling like what the fuck, because if we had seen him use that or acquire the skill prior to him using it, but it kind of seemed like the Deus Ex Machina was like, I'm about to die, skill acquired. And that shit just really, it almost ruined the whole experience for me. Because it's like, so he can just do that? Like,
Pull the Rimuru.
Bro,
I
Rimuru
mean,
just
yeah, I'm about to say, I
randomly gets it.
Rimuru did that too. Like,
Rimuru,
he
but
did that
but
too.
he has an autonomous situation. Like it's explained. He has Rafaela, so like I already know that. Like,
Well, that's kind of what Jin Woo has too. The system is
yeah,
kind of like
the
Raphael.
yeah, the system is that. You just
The
don't talk to him.
Yes, but there's so much. Okay, if we're even bringing up the solo leveling, there's so much from the manhwa that they don't put into the show. Like him, the shadows talking to him, and the relationships that he has with the shadows, and the fact that he's a little bit more funny with the shadows. And it's like, I lost my train of thought on this. All I'm saying here, bro, is that like, that I lost my train of thought. Fuck.
Well, so like, because one thing that came up in my head when I was thinking about this, I had just finished catching up reading Don Machi. I'm not going to give no spoilers or anything, but in volume 21,
the light novel.
Yeah. Have you read volume 21?
No, I haven't.
Well, there's something that happens where he gets a power up, and it's linked to something that he got during the Freya War Games and all that whole arc right there. And when it happened, I was like, man, I need to go back and read it because I don't feel like the anime presented it the power this type of way. But when it happened, I was like, yo, this is a straight ass pull right here. I really didn't enjoy it, and I don't want to go into spoiler territory with it because it's not even translated at all yet. Probably won't be for like 4 more years or something. But the way it got presented, like it was tied to a skill that you're like, nah, that doesn't really make any sense. Like if somebody like let's like
when Goku had telekinesis when he put his hand on Krillin and Krillin's trying to tell him what would happen, and he was like and he just read his mind and found everything out, and that's the first and last time he ever did that. Yeah, like that. You talking about like that? Oh,
or something like Gear 5, right, where Luffy dies. Right, he dies and then he comes back and he has the power up. Like, how do y'all feel about power ups like that? Do you feel like those are ass pulls, or do you feel like they can make sense?
I didn't understand Luffy coming back as Nika or whatever, because I actually got to that point, and like I don't feel like they did much explanation as to like why, and like did he have to die?
Ooh, this one might, my bad. This one might be for you, Silva. Don't y'all get irritated when characters like Subaru fail over and over and still don't get a power up for a long time?
Well, so I'm that it's funny you asked this, right? I'm about to start
get a power up though.
Return by Death?
Well, yeah, but like the other sin stuff.
Yeah. He gets.
I don't know where y'all are. I don't know where y'all are in there. I don't know where you are, but like he does get multiple. He does get multiple power ups.
We're at arc 6 where he.
Are they in the tower? Have they fought the hero dude yet? They fought.
They met him. Subaru just lost his.
Did he snow them already with the chopsticks? Did he bite them with the chopsticks yet?
Yeah, I saw some dude with chopsticks or some shit like that. All I'll say is I've only watched the first season of ReZero, and I do plan on watching the whole series.
I'm gonna hate power up in that.
I'm gonna hate watch the first season because I fucking hated it. But I've been told it gets great. My issue with Subaru and that whole first season is that I do feel like he doesn't learn for at least 10 to 12 episodes. Like it kind of gets annoying. I know we've had this conversation before where it's like, yeah, he does like kind of. I'm gonna rewatch it. I'm gonna give it another shot because
I
they
feel
tell
like
me
Subaru's more power up is more of like a mental power up, him growing. Like that's what a lot of that season 1 and like season 2 is about. Is his actual personal growth.
if y'all want to do mental gymnastics to fucking explain Subaru being a bitch, then by all means.
Well, nah,
But-
because to go back to what Anonymous had even asked, right, was they kind of explain why he doesn't get a power up by breaking his gate, right? Like, yeah, he ends up getting some of the Archbishop powers, the witch factors. That's what they're called, the witch factors and everything. But he also broke his gate at the same time, so it's almost impossible for him to get a power up without a witch factor, right? Because he gets the Betelgeuse witch factor, and in this season we just found out he has Regulus in him. I actually just finished arc 6. It's reading it. It's a crazy, it's a dope ass arc. I'm not even gonna lie.
They're in the tower, right? So they are
He just lost his memory. That's what just happened. He just lost his memory.
in the tower.
They haven't showed that power yet. The like all the regulars.
Are they? I'm assuming because in the tower you find out, or kind of sort of find out how and why he got sent to the Isekai place in the first place. Are they there yet?
No.
Oh, okay.
They're just at the beginning of the arc, pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah. But
like I do agree that we need some reason as to why there's a power up, and like it does. I do not feel good about ass pulls. Like that shit just feels like bad writing. I like when I can be like, oh yeah, they did mention that. Okay, so this does add up.
Well, what's an example of an ass pull that you can think of? For me personally, I kind of feel like Gon's crazy situation was kind of an ass pull. Not really, but kind of at the same time, right? Like I'm mixed with that one because I understand the whole like I forget what they call like the sacrifice part of it for the nin sacrifice. Like I understand all that, but it was just like one of them things like that type of thing. So when do you feel like it's an ass pull versus not an ass pull?
There needs to be a trail leading up to what happened. Like I've been reading Lord of the Mysteries, and the one thing that I love about Lord of the Mysteries is that like there was there's a crumb each all the way to where things happen. You know what I'm saying? And I want to be able to tie it back to like, oh yeah, in chapter 20, he did mention that. So now it makes sense that he's able to use this ability. And like, it's hard for me to pull ass pulls because, like I said, the solo leveling one that's because the director left certain things out. If you read the manga, you would understand, you know? So I think that a lot of the time it could be that the creative directors are fucking us over because most of the time in the manga and the manhwa, a lot of these things are explained, but because they need to condense these episodes, they leave important things that we need out because they want to show the Flash or something, you know, like I don't know. It's hard for me to pull up a Deus Ex Machina that really pissed me off beyond the solo leveling one offhand.
So you just can't forgive that one because that was going to be the next thing I was going.
When you get shot by some machine guns and you got bullets in you, and then you get back to your prison, and then you eat some steak, and the bullet holes just come out of you. The bullets just pop out of you, and you just healed yourself.
Which is that?
That's Baki. That's Baki. That's Baki. That's Biscuit. That's Biscuit. Biscuit took shotgun to the face. Went back to jail.
But isn't that the premise of the show?
But I was just about to say.
Yeah, sure. Like that. I mean, that's an asshole. What do you want? He should have died.
You're right. You fucking right.
Yujiro being able to shift his brain.
From a bullet. Come on, man. Like we could just do that now. Oh, I didn't know we could do that now. Huh? Just making up powers as you go. I'm a comic book fan. That's all in comics. We just making up shit as we go. Have you ever heard of this man Batman before? Yeah, man. Like we just make shit up as we go, man.
He prepped for it. Didn't you know he prepped for it?
Yeah, we didn't show you him prepping, but he had the fucking plan.
It's not like I can't really remember the last time I agreed with like a earned power up. In all honesty, or like this was earned, this was a earned power up or whatever, if it wasn't like already prophesized or something like that. Like you already knew, like they have this. We seen this already. It just takes a little bit for them to get to this now.
To it,
Now they got
yeah.
the new transformation or whatever. So like I don't know. I mean I think they're fine in all earn power ups and the Deuce Machinas. They're fine and all. I mean that kind of how stories go. But I mean like I said, I can't even really remember last time I.
Can I piss Tim off real quick?
Yeah, you
go
sure
ahead.
can.
I'll be honest with you, the Wistoria thing where like he fucking powered up, that's fine, right? We all kind of saw that was coming. And then Shorty drops this ice fucking thing on him so he could use the ice shore. I'm like, wait, what the fuck? He can like absorb people's powers out of fucking nowhere. He couldn't even use magic. Now
That was established in the first season, though. That was
was.
established
absorb
like
people's powers?
towards the end of the season.
Rusty
you see
threw
that
the
when they
ice
fight.
and it said,
Yeah,
"Remember, Will."
that is established. Yeah, that is established.
I
That's
like
not an ass
comprehension
pull.
too. I like
It's not-
comprehension too.
That's not an ass pull.
It felt like an ass pull at the time, but if you're saying it was there,
Yeah, that was there. That was there in season one.
I thought you were going to say like his ultra instinct transformation.
Yeah, I thought that's
more
what he
of
was
an
gonna say
ass pull.
too. Yeah, I thought
I
what he was
didn't
gonna
like
say.
that one
that
se,
was
that
prophesized, bro. You could tell that him fucking going through it, and he needed to show up Edward. Like I knew that was coming. Like it
Well,
was a matter
the
of how.
Whis, like his Whis powers, Whis power, whatever you want to call it, is more prophesized than what that transformation was. I didn't like that transformation in the manga. They pulled it off good in the anime, but when it first came up, I was not a big fan of that moment in the manga at all. I feel like that's more of an ass pull moment than anything else because it doesn't, as far as what we know right now, even in the manga, it doesn't tie into anything with this whole fifth element, right? It means absolutely nothing. Like why is Werkner still alive? He was donutized, right? He was turned into a donut, and he's still like, I didn't like that whole sequence.
Well, there was
right
magic
there,
within him, and as long as there's a little bit of magic with him, he'll be able to survive. Didn't you watch the fucking episode, Tim?
because there's something going on with Werkner. There has to be something like he's a golem or something. There has to be something going on with him.
You read it? Are you playing?
They don't.
Training.
No, we still don't know shit about.
Yeah,
Werkner.
we still don't know. We don't know a damn thing about that man.
We just learned more shit about Finn. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
We just learned shit about Finn like 2 chapters ago.
Yeah, we don't know shit about the old buddy, man.
Yeah, we barely know shit about Snape. We don't really know shit about him neither.
We ain't putting that respect on his name, bro. He ain't, unless you know something I don't. Well, you do. He ain't Snape level. He ain't Snape level in the show. Maybe he is in the book. But
yeah, he ain't. Yeah. I will agree with you right now. Like he's not at that level yet.
Snape
he will if the show continues. If we get if they get a 3rd season or even 4th season, you will see that. But as it stands right now, nah, man, nah.
You can see the tricklings. You can see him think, you guys are babying him. He needs to know the hardships. Like you can understand that they're trying to go that way, but he hasn't proven his Snape-like characteristics just yet.
He hasn't hit full Snape yet.
Nah. Not full Snape.
He hasn't gotten his ass pull power up.
Exactly. All right, disregard what I said about Will getting that power. I lack comprehension. I am the
Hey, look, at least you're not sitting there arguing about why there's still classism and elitism in the universe like other people are. Why do they still hate Will? Hasn't he proved himself? Classism. They show you they tell you this the whole time.
You think that 5 minutes is gonna unteach fucking hatred? Like, come on, bro.
Like they just look at him like a fluke. Like this is all a fluke.
It is.
Right?
It's the same thing in Danmachi with the little monster girl. The monster girl they get.
What you talking about? What Weene?
Yeah. Little monster girl, because like everybody is trained and believe like monsters are bad and all that stuff and everything. When they see her, it's still it's just like that. It's still just like that.
It took her to rip off her wing.
Yeah,
in front of ice. But is there anything else y'all want to add to any of these topics?
No. I think that there's no protagonist problem. I think that protagonist probably should be vanilla, or else
Magic can't cure racism. Isn't that true? Isn't that true?
He's not wrong, man.
He's not.
He's not wrong. You know how much racism that man Oscar got?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Bro, just imagine if people had magic. Look at witches, bro. They was burning the motherfuckers at the stake in Massachusetts.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. If people had magic, they would hate us even more. You know, like it's magic doesn't cure racism, Rook. You're right.
No, it doesn't. We need to put that on a t-shirt. You know, a lot of people, they'll sit there and be like, why don't we live in a world full of elves and magic? You'd still be racist.
Hey, man, man. Like the elves always getting L's. They always get hitting L's and everything with elves, man. Specifically the dark elves, but like they're
racist,
always,
bro. Elves fucking hate us short-lived people. They fucking hate us.
Are the non-blessed. You know what I'm saying? The non-blessed. But yeah, so I enjoyed this conversation with y'all today. Forbes was in the chat. You know, hopefully he'll be here next time. Same with Ginyu. But with that being said, it's been great having y'all here at the Anime Association, and I've been your favorite guild advisor. But if you like this type of content, go on ahead, like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, peace.
Peace out.